Yo, what's going on, everybody? Good to see you. It is Sunday, July 5th, 3 p.m. here in New Vienna, Iowa. Hopefully everyone's doing all right today, having a good Sunday. I'm having a very good Sunday. Had a nice run this morning. Met some more dogs. They didn't follow me for an entire half marathon this time. They only followed me for, two of them only followed me for like a couple hundred yards. But the one of the two, they were a pair of farm dogs, and I think they were siblings. And one of them followed me for about 2.5 miles, so I had a little bit of buddy. But today, I tried to stop the dog from running with me, and I was successful eventually. And then I felt like lonely and sad about it. But it's like the human condition, isn't it? But hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's see who's here. I saw Martha's in here. Bert Lagasse is here. Eric the Red, in his Dunbar. Awesome. Ronan Reviews is here as well. JC, Chris McLean. Good to see everybody. Sorry, Mark. Good to see everyone, especially if you guys are coming over from Edbud's live stream. Awesome. Good to see you all. Welcome. JC's here. Luis Becerra's here. Terrence Huey. Terrence Huey says, miss happy hour Thursday, so having a pint of coffee porter now. That's a good point. I was thinking about having a beer today because it felt right. It's a holiday weekend for us here in the United States. Not that holiday really means anything for me. All the days are kind of identical. But I thought I'd go for some water. Could use some hydration. I did put in about 11 miles and change today, and it wasn't too hard. I'm starting to get some workouts that are a little bit more focused for the FKT attempt. Not that I'm going to do a lot of training for it. I just want to get my body accustomed to certain feelings again. So 2 by 4 mile intervals. So just something a little bit longer and not that intense. But yeah, so a little bit of running. And then I did a cool down, quote unquote, with my mother-in-law's dog, who I'm going to try and turn into a running dog in her own right. So we'll see how Lady keeps doing. We're running about 3/4 of a mile right now. I've got a harness and a longer leash on her, or a lead. And we run to the end of the road and back. It's about 3/4 of a mile. So that's what I've been doing. But I figure I do need some more hydration. Jody Runs is here, says, good day, everyone. And awesome. Bert said he had a slow 23K recovery run today. Yesterday, I rested. Did a trail marathon on Friday as a training session for a 50K end of July. Really cool. Very cool. Is that going to be, Bert, is that a race that you're doing, a 50K, or is it a virtual race, or just something that you want to do? Very cool. Trail marathon on Friday. That's a big day. Mark Chancoco is here, says, what's up, everyone? Awesome. Matt B says, has anybody noticed the Kofuzi Run Club leaderboard is showing only a few miles? Let's take a look at that. We haven't pulled up, let's see. We haven't pulled up the Strava leaderboard in a long time. Let's take a look. I admit I have not been in there in a minute. I'm pulling it up now. Sorry. Take me just a second. I'm humming right now the Hamilton soundtrack because my daughter's been watching that nonstop. I think she's a little bit young. She doesn't understand a lot of what's happening, but yeah, she's been watching it like crazy. I think she just likes the songs, and I do also like the songs, but they're all just stuck in my head right now. So, all right, here we go. Run Club. Let's pull it up. Let's do it this way so we could see everything. What are the leaders? Yeah. Well, this week is 10. What's last week? Oh, last week is only showing a little bit too. What's going on here? What's up with that? That's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to take a look at that. Well, thanks for the heads up. And we'll take a look to see what's going on. No, now we go. No, see, that's the weird thing about Strava. Sometimes, all right, here it is. Last week, now it looks fine. See, this is the thing that I've always not liked about Strava Run Clubs, is that the data is always weird. It takes a minute. So now it looks like I'm seeing mileage for last week, and this week I'm seeing mileage already. Frank, how do you have Frank Lahulier, are you here? How do you have 160 miles already on this week? What's today? Sunday? Did you run 100? See, I don't know how they calculate this. See, this is what also confuses me on this. Sometimes you have to refresh it. I don't know. But look, so we got this week. Last week's leaders. Look at number 3, Mark Quinones, Chef Mark, who I met at the Houston Marathon, and he's been running a crazy number of miles lately with 110 miles last week. Awesome work. Awesome work. Anyway, all right. Well, it looks like there are some miles in there, but like some of these numbers are wrong. See, my rank here, that's right, 13th. I don't have 52 miles this week, so I don't know how they count the weeks. Like, what day does it start on? I don't know, 4 days ago? So, I don't know. I'm not sure how they pick it. Does it go like Saturday to Friday? I have to figure that out. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. But, all right, let's see. Bert answering my question about his 50K coming at the end of July says, the 50K is something I just want to do and going to do solo. Awesome. I think your 50K kind of inspired me. I mean, I had fun with it, and I recommend it for people, even if you're not considering yourself an ultra runner, if you're a marathoner or a half marathoner. I think it's a fun thing to try, especially like right now, where there aren't like races. There might be some, but there aren't a ton. But it's a good thing to do. Good luck, Bert. Hope you enjoy it. Cody Davis says, I listen to Hamilton when I run sometimes. You know, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, and I haven't listened to the Hamilton soundtrack when I run, but some of the songs get me pretty fired up as I've been watching it with my daughters. So maybe I might have to add it to the playlist. Mike Huggins says, I've been a super casual, in parentheses, overweight runner for years, and I'm just not taking it seriously. So I really appreciate your in-depth, non-elite running videos, Kofuzi. Well, thanks, Mike. Hopefully you're enjoying your running progress. And I mean, whether you're taking it seriously or not, I just hope you're having fun and getting out there and enjoying it. So really cool. Glad to have you here. Martha says, I don't think she shows up in the Run Club stats at all because she's made some privacy settings. That's interesting. J. Mike Remy says, the week starts on Monday. Yeah, so like if the week starts on Monday though, but it showed that I already had 4 activities. 4 activities would be today, Sunday. Oh, well, if it starts on Monday, then I should have more than 4. I should have 9 activities then. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. T. Davis says the same thing. Trials are Monday through Sunday. I mean, that's how I normally count my miles too. So that I don't know how to understand. I don't understand. Yeah. J. Mike Remy, good to see you here. Jazzy says, how do you compare the SL20 and the Boston 9? I've been getting so many of these questions lately. I don't know why. I'm guessing there must be some sort of sale. Usually when I get a lot of questions about a particular shoe, it's because there's a sale. But Jazzy, it's a tough question. And I don't know that a lot of people have really great answers for it. The SL20 and the Boston 9, I think, serve a pretty similar purpose. The main big difference technically, from a technical perspective, is that the Boston 9 has boost and light strike, and the SL20 is only light strike. Now, there are also some differences in the upper, and depending, I think the different uppers may be more or less kind of like forgiving. The SL20 that I have has like a weird paint, like splatter paint, like color scheme to it, and the upper is almost like less like a knit upper and more like foam. I just feel like I'm wearing a soccer cleat where I wear that one, like a synthetic leather almost. Still, I mean, it's not a hot shoe, but it just feels like I'm wearing something that I'm going to like kick a soccer ball with. But the light strike material itself, I like running in light strike. I like running fast in light strike. It's not soft and smushy like Boost is. So it's not as great for like slower or more relaxed paces. So it's really intended more for some speedier work, but it can take like an easy / moderate day fairly well. But I think the difference is that I would probably put the SL20 as a little bit more of a speed-oriented shoe than the Boston 9. Not that the Boston 9 isn't speed-oriented, but I think the SL20 would just be a little notch further down that spectrum. Brian Davila says, getting pretty, oh, where did that go? Just saw it. Brian Davila says, getting pretty humid / hot in Texas, so I've been running in the early birds before work. I have a little more energy in the morning compared to in the afternoon sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I think what tomorrow's video is going to be, and some of you had mentioned it before, is like adjusting to like not just hot weather, but like super hot weather, and like some strategies. And one of them is definitely going to be, starting earlier in the morning if it's possible or feasible for your schedule. Just because, I mean, here where I am, the temperatures aren't that hot. At the peak of the heat during the day, we'll just crest 90, and that's pretty hot for around here. But I still will try to get out the door between 6 and 6:30. If I don't make it out until 7 even, then it's just going to be so much hotter run because there's no tree cover where I'm running around here. And so like, I'm really trying to keep that in mind and get out there as early as I can. And if I tried to run in the afternoon, I think that like I would just like melt because the sweat and the heat and the humidity would just totally get to me. CJ Cruz says, City Smag has a half tights versus short shorts guide on their website, and it's hilarious and true. I've got to check that out. Let me see if I could see that. City Smag half tights shorts. Let's see if I can find that. Here we go. All right, so let's take a look at that. Pull it up. City Smag half tights versus short shorts, a definitive guide. That's pretty funny. All right, cool. It says by distance, if you're more than 3,000 meters, go with short shorts. Less than 3,000 meters, half tights. Oh, here's an important one. 3,000 meters, half tights if you're steepling. All right. And more than 10 miles, half tights if chafe prone. Interesting. And then it does it by temperature too. Cool. So yeah, I got one for easy ones. Nice. That's funny. I'll have to take a deeper look at that, but thank you for pointing that out. It is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately because we're at that point in the summer where like when I get back, any shoe that I wear, sometimes I talk about shoes being hot shoes versus not. Any shoe that I wear these days, by the time I get back, there's a puddle of sweat in the bottom because it's just that hot and humid around here. So I've been thinking a lot about half tights, which is my general favorite. But those 2-inch shorts that I ran in the other day, I really liked it. So I did order another pair of 2-inch shorts. Now, a while ago, Chicken Legs had reached out to me and asked if they could send me some shorts. I told them, no thanks, I'm not that interested. But after running in the Mizuno 2-inch shorts, I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe I need to give this another shot. So I ordered another pair. I ordered a pair of Chicken Leg shorts. I probably could have had them send them to me, but I just thought, you know what? They were nice enough to ask once. This time when I want to come get it, and I can go buy it. So I bought a pair of shorts. That should be coming hopefully in the next couple of days. So we'll see that. But thanks for pointing it out, CJ. I'll have to take a deeper look at that later. Key for Vacation says chicken legs 2-inch or bust. That's funny. Although, I mean, you guys might be disappointed in my choice in terms of like the style that I picked. While I do really like pineapples and having things that have like pineapple designs on them, I went with just the camo shorts. I was going to go with the black ones too, but I thought, you know what, if I'm getting chicken legs and I can't just have like one pair of chicken leg shorts and have it be black. If I'm only going to have one pair and I only bought one, I went with green camo. I think I'm going to like that one. So we'll see. Cal Runs Boulder says, any plans to try the Endorphin Shift soon? Curious how they compare to the Triumph for long runs. I have the Triumph 17 and Ride 13 and wondering if the Shift is worth having in the rotation. I do have plans to get to it soon. I'm not like in a rush to get to it though. I'm just not as interested in it. I don't know why. I really love the speed. I really like the Endorphin Pro. But the Shift is kind of just like, all right, I'll get to it, I think. I do have a pair of Ride 13s coming, so I'm really excited about that one. Very curious about it as well. So we'll see after the Ride 13 comes in. If I still feel like I need to see the Shift, I probably will get it, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm having a hard time. We'll see. Like because in that category, Cal, you got like the Ride 13, you got the Kinvara, and the Shift, which I feel like can all kind of fit in that same general spot in the rotation. So it's like, did the Endorphin series really need 3 shoes, or did it need 2? That's the thing that I'll be looking at when I get to the Shift. And I think questions like yours is exactly the right question to be asking. Like, do you even really need that? I'm not sure. Yeah. Dr. Funk 1216 says, "Are you going to go to 1-inch shorts soon?" I don't even understand how 1-inch shorts can make sense. Like, I don't know. I might. Maybe if I could do something, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do with the 1-inch short. Once like I can travel again, or I feel comfortable traveling again, I've been talking to people at Running Warehouse, and they've invited me to come out to their offices out in California. I think we'll do that. We'll go for a run, and I'm going to see if they can hook me up with some 1-inch shorts. Because I was meeting with someone or talking with someone at the Atlanta Olympic Trials, Justin, who works at Running Warehouse, and he was telling me that, like, I don't know how he got on the subject, but he was telling me that 1-inch shorts is one of the best sellers at Running Warehouse, because I think they're one of the only places like left that sells them in any sort of like variety or keeps them in stock. And so like I feel like it'd be a very fitting combination, especially if I'm going to go out there and run with Connor, who's a really fast runner. I feel like I'd have to wear, it's kind of like when you wear the Zoom Fly or the Vaporfly, because you want to like, all right, I need to step up my game. I need to feel good. I want to run fast, so I can keep up with everybody. So maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know when that's going to be, though. Hopefully it's not in the wintertime. Hopefully it's sometime in the summer. Series Show says, could you run in the Ultra, I don't know why I said it that way, in the Ultra Escalante Racer? We'll see. I may. Because I did really like the Ultra Escalante, and I'm loving the Ultra Superior. Well, I love the Escalante too. So I had the 2.0 in that, and the Superior 4.5, and those are really great. The Ultra Escalante had 24 millimeters of stack height. The Superior, I think, is 19 millimeters of stack height. So, like, they're nice. I like them the way they are. And I'm worried that going to the Racer, which is going to be less stack, I don't know the number, but I think it's less stack height. I'm worried that it will lose some of the magic then. So I'm like, I'll probably, like, what would you rather see, Series Shows, if I ran into the Escalante Racer or the 2.5 when that comes out? Because I probably won't get to both. Not that I don't want to. I just don't know that I will have time. Ryan Bradley says, wore my short shorts on today's run. After losing 206 pounds, I'm floating it. Nice. Single and ready to mingle. Way to go, buddy. That's awesome. I love it. Key Verification says, Running Warehouse would give the people what they want, Connor. Yeah, I mean, if I could do that, I think that'd be a fun video. Some of the terrain, I don't know if, like, they used to post a lot of photos on their Instagram account from, like, there's a whole bunch of trails behind their office or by their offices, apparently. And it just looks absolutely beautiful, like Central California. I think it's coastal or central. Yeah. But it's just beautiful. So I want to go run out there. Sean Marshall says, I like my Naviskin shorts from Amazon. Very light. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to take a look. Byron Evans says, it's extremely hot in Texas, and I wear short shorts with tights underneath. Team both. Dripping sweat. I think that's a very common kind of short that's been coming out lately, is like you get like the compression part, which is nice and thin, like a thinner compression that may be like in the 5-inch length, and then a short on top of that. And I do feel like it is a nice combo, though. It seems like it's an unnecessary duplication of materials for a really hot day, but it gives you kind of the short shorts feel, but enough compression where you could still store stuff in the pockets. Because that's still my big thing about the 2-inch shorts is, where do I put my stuff? Like, I'm running a long distance. I need things. Where do I put them? So. Dr. Fog 1216, you're so funny, says, nothing would make me happier next year on July 4th if you did a time trial in Stars and Stripes Speedo. I mean, is this a thing? Does this have to become a thing now? where every year on the 4th of July, I have to make like a skimpier and skimpier Stars and Stripes, like racing kit movie. I mean, if I can next year, I mean, usually 4th of July is a really big family holiday for us. And so we usually spend the day in Dyersville. They usually have a big event. And depending on when we come, we usually spend a long time around the 4th of July because in the calendar-wise, it fits well after the school year ends for CPS. And then pretty much right after that, we spend a couple weeks in Iowa. And so the week before the 4th of July is usually the Guttenberg 4th of July. There's a parade. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are usually in it. They drive their classic car in there. And then, and it's through Guttenberg, the town that we were staying in earlier this summer. My wife's uncle lives right along the parade route. So we kind of camp out in front of, not camp out, but we set up chairs and stuff in front of his house. And then we watch fireworks. And then the 4th of July, we go to Dyersville, and they have like kind of like a carnival for the day. And it's a fun day for the kids, fun day for the adults. There's music, there's lots of beer, and then there's a giant fireworks show. And every year we get a really close seat for it. And I'm like, this is not safe. This is not safe. We're sitting way too close to this. And it's amazing. But we had like none of that this year. So that's a bummer. So I can't say that I would love to be able to do like the Peachtree Road Race, but I don't think I'll ever get to do it. At least not while like the kids are still young. So, but maybe what I'll do instead is I'll do like a 4th of July themed 10K time trial every year. I think, well, I can commit to at least one more year of it. I don't know where we go, Dr. Funk, though, if we do Speedos, like, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, do I wear a singlet on top? Maybe if I could get like a speed suit or a wrestling singlet. Maybe I get like a Kurt Angle, like WWE style Kurt Angle wrestling singlet, and I'll run in that. That'd be fun. Kurt Siege is here. Says, here, but he won't be chatting today, but it's good to have you, Kurt. Good to see you again. Craig Young says, what's the best running hat? I think that there's two that I've come to really love this summer. And I don't know that like the one best hat is the right thing to do, but like I'll say this is from sorry, I'm getting like hoarse. Path Projects makes fantastic running hats. They make great shorts. Lots of pockets, room for your phone, lots of gels, keys, everything fits, and it's not heavy. But the pockets, it's all about the pockets. But they also make great hats. I just love them. So they're like trucker style, but the material is wicking and quick dry. And then you've got like the trucker back to it. And this strip is even reflective too. I love them. And Ciele, they make like the little hats with the like the bicyclist's brim on it. Those are great for running too. So those are my two favorite kinds of hats to run in right now, especially when it's hot like it is now. Yeah. So, let's see. Super Schmaltz says, tights under shorts on a hot day equals no thigh chafing on hot days. There you go. Awesome. Super Schmaltz, I don't know if you saw, my wife was telling me that today, Super Schmaltz lives in we live in the same building in Chicago. And she was saying that there's like 11 or 12 units that are for sale in the building. So I feel like people are just like taking off. I don't know if you are aware of that or knew that. Just wanted to let you know. Awesome. Let's see. Robert Sleaford says, I love Ciele Athletics caps for running. Yeah, I do too. Martha likes them too. All Chemo 14 says, Buff makes a great running hat. I've seen some of the Buff running hats, and like, I've seen a couple of presentations from like their salespeople where they talked about like their running hats, and it's like a lot of the same things that I just described from like the Path Projects hat. And I keep hoping that they'll be like, hey, we want to send you some stuff. They never reach out. Maybe I should reach out to them, or maybe I should just buy one. I don't think they're that expensive, but that's a good point. All Chemo. Maybe I'll check that. I'll have to check that out. B. Rutland says, love my Escalante 2s. Might check out the Torin or the new Torin plush sometime. Yeah, that's another one that I'm interested in. I'll take a look. I'm not in a rush for the Torins, because those are like very, very like ultra, like just kind of like how like the Bondi are like very, very Hoka. So like I'm still new. I'm getting into it. You know, it might be a little too fast for me, or much of a rush for me. But I think I'll get to the Torn eventually. Roadrunner Review says the non-elite trucker hat is what I wear. I wear that on occasion too, but on really hot days, I find it's a little warm. I will say. J. Mike Remy, I think would have me run naked if he could. He says, Kofuzi, Speedo with no shirt, keep it aero. All right. I mean, yeah, I could try that. I mean, people would think I lost a bet. That would look funny. I mean, talk about tan lines. That would be interesting. Yeah, I've never worn a Speedo before. I remember one time I was at, it was for my buddy's wedding in Detroit. He's big into Schwitz, like going to I don't know the one in Detroit that he took us to. It's weird. It was weird. It's like this nondescript building. There's no sign on it. There's no way of knowing that it's actually a bathhouse, but like it was a bathhouse and like a Turkish style bathhouse. Because it was like a weekend long thing. Lots of people that were going to the wedding were traveling from out of town. And we were there. We had a nice sweat. And someone had like they look like kind of like women's boy shorts, like the ones that are like if half tights were only like 3 inches long, they look like that kind of bathing suit. And I was like, I saw another guy that had those. I was like, that looks cool. I don't think I have the legs to pull that off, but like it looks good on that guy. And the guy was pretty muscular. But like, I've never even worn anything that short to run in. I mean, I think the 2-inch shorts is probably the shortest thing I've ever run in. I don't know about a Speedo. Like, that'd be weird. But I mean, triathletes do it, right? To think of it, I don't think I've watched, other than watching like the Rio Olympics, the triathlon and that one, I don't think I've watched a triathlon before. I mean, I've seen videos of them, like, you know, when the YouTubers make videos, but like, I don't think I've ever watched a triathlon. Yeah. Robert Sleaford says, though, about Ultra, if you like Escalantes, you'll enjoy Torrens just as much. All right. Colm O'Brien says, try a tri-suit. I mean, maybe that's it. I mean, maybe the way to do it is I just need to do a triathlon. I know we've been talking about it. And I'm going to be here in Iowa for a little bit, so might be time to try and order a bike over here, get on the roads, do some cycling, and then I'll just I'll just struggle my way through the swim. But I could work on the cycling because I don't even know where I could swim right now. Most of the pools in this area are closed. Some of the neighborhood pools opened and then closed like 2 days later because like staff had gotten coronavirus. So I don't even know where I could swim, but we could try it. Bert Lagas says, hey, it's called a Speedo for a reason. No Speedo, no PR. Well, I do want a Speedo. Roadrunner Review says, LOL, the Kofuzi Streaking Club. Yeah, I mean, it could be like kind of like the no underwear subway ride. Maybe like on the 4th of July, we all run in speed, like America Speed. Everyone runs in an America Speedo on the 4th of July. Oh, I think we're on to something. Simon Parker says, pleased to hear you joining the short shorts party. Well done on the 10K time trial last week, Mike. Yeah, I like the short shorts. I didn't think I was going to not like them. But I thought I would look a little bit more ridiculous in them. I thought I looked good in them. I think I looked fine. And they were very functional for a 10K distance. Because I would have put a gel in the pocket if I could have, but I had brought a Science and Sport, and those are tall gels. And it didn't fit in the little pocket in the front of the 2-inch short. And I needed to put a car key in there because I drove. So like that wouldn't have fit. So like for 10K and under, I like short shorts. But I guess I could just use my flip belt if I need to run longer. We'll see. Solar Rienic says, Kofuzi, why you rank Nimbus 22 that high? I ordered one and so far not particularly impressed with the shoes, but maybe in a longer perspective they are better. I mean, the Nimbus 22, I remember I got to 100 miles in it like a piece of cake. It wasn't an exciting shoe, but I just felt like I liked where Asics was going with that shoe. It had that weird kind of like C-shaped outsole where like the under the arch was empty. And I felt like, all right, making some progress in some of their designs. They're getting away, and even some of their like legacy like brands. They've got like the Nimbus, the Cumulus, the Cayanos. Those have like had a design and haven't changed in probably like 10 or 15 years. And I was like, the Nimbus 22, I feel like they're making some changes. There's flight foam in this. I like flight foam. Give me more flight foam, less gel, then we'll get even better in the year. So I think that's why I liked it. I'm sorry that you're not liking it. But for me, I was able to run in it a lot of cold weather, a lot of run commuting where I had pack on, so a little bit more weight. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more. Maybe that's why maybe the gel in there made more sense when I had extra weight from a running backpack. But I thought it was a good shoe. Yeah, sorry you're not liking it. But if it's still early, maybe it's a shoe, depending on where you got it from, that you can return in exchange for something else. If you didn't like the 22, I might suggest the Nova Blast. I mean, that's kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of firmness. The Nova Blast is super squishy, but it's a shoe that has been pretty exciting for a lot of people. So something else to consider. Tony Yu says, would you ever consider an ultra? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, I ran the 50K for the 50,000 subscriber mark. And then, hopefully we'll at some point get to 100K. And so we'll have to do a 100K at that point. Hopefully I could do that one in a race. I don't want to do that by myself. I think that's going to be miserable. And then I think in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do an FKT, a fastest known time for the Heritage Trail around here, which is 29 miles. So not quite a 50K, but it's longer than a marathon. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I like I want to do an ultra race because I feel like the vibe will be something that I enjoy. That's really what I'm looking the most forward to about it. Also, it seems like once you get to like the ultra point, like once you get to like 50K, if it starts to feel like a running / eating competition, and I feel like those are combining two of my passions in a very positive, synergistic way. So that's where I'm like feeling the draw and the pull to the ultra world. Rain Runner says there's an annual naked bike ride here in Portland, and no, I haven't gone. There's one in Chicago as well. I've seen it before. I don't like keep tabs on when it is, but I've been like out to dinner or out for drinks, and I've been like, oh, naked people riding down the street, and they're usually not naked. They're usually like in their underwear, which I feel like fair enough. Stevie76 says we're going streaking. And Chris Tronk says, I guess I'm going to Portland. Well, I think, you know what, Chris, I bet you if you look it up, there's probably not a chapter, but there's probably a version of it, probably pretty close to wherever you might be. Martha says, Kofuzi, if you ever want to coach for an ultra, you want my coach. It's his specialty, and he has a major FKT in one. I mean, Martha, I might reach out just because, I'm not really looking for coaching for my FKT attempt or anything like that. But for 100K, I would love it if I could do it at a race. And in that sense, I would like to have, maybe have at least someone to give me a plan to be able to run, to race 60 miles. It's just insanity. So, yeah, I think I might take you up on that when the time comes for that. Arnold Elena says, since we're bringing up shoes people have beef with, let's talk about the Asics Glide Ride. 50 miles in, and I'm visiting the PT for Achilles tendonitis. Oh, that stinks. Sorry about that. I've heard such good things about it. I never ran in that shoe, but I know Seth did his fundraiser run in it, and he ended up running at least 50K in his for his fundraiser run. And people have been just really flowery language about that shoe. So I'm sorry that's not working out for you. I never tried it though. I'm probably less likely to try it having heard that. Craig Young says, what's it like to try on so many different types of shoes? Any biases? Hard to stay objective? YouTube is how I decide to buy shoes. Now, isn't that weird? No, that isn't weird. I mean, that's how I started making shoe videos, is because that's how I was buying shoes too. Because I constantly felt like, and I think it's changed quite a bit, running specialty retail. But it was very bro-y and kind of like, all right, tell me what you want to do, and then here is the shoe that you shall run in. And like, it doesn't matter if you want something else or if you want some other options or suggestions, like, or another color. That's the shoe you're going to get. And so I was like, I don't want to be patronized today. So I'll just go on the internet and do some research. So that's how I searched for mine. But trying on that many shoes, sometimes, it is, well, trying on the shoes is great. I love trying on new shoes. I enjoy it. I don't have a problem with it. Some people have more of a problem with it in terms of like the different heel drops. It affects them. It might affect their heel. It maybe affects like their muscles and some of their tendons to bounce back and forth like that. I've not experienced that. So maybe I'm lucky, or maybe I have just a weird superpower. I can go from 0 drop to a 10 millimeter or 12, even a 12 millimeter shoe without too much issue. I mean, I notice it. I certainly notice it, but it doesn't like cause me any problems. But it's just fun to be able to choose it. And then it lets me think about like, all right, what's this shoe really for? Where is this shoe happy? What does it really want to do? When the person or when the team was making the shoe, what like use case did they have in mind? Because I'm sure like when these shoes get made, or I imagine when these shoes get made, I envision it as like 4 people sitting in a room, like around a big desk. I'm sure that's not how it happens. But I envision that at some point they're circulated, like this is the runner, or this is the type of run or training that we want to like make this shoe for. And then there's probably also things like materials, price point, marketing, jargon that they all, things that you need to think about. But like, it lets me try to like dissect or like pick apart what they were doing. That's the best part about being able to try so many different shoes. It's exciting. Sometimes though, like on today, I was like, I just want to run. I don't have to want to think about the shoe. I just want a shoe that I don't have to think about and I can run in and enjoy, and not have to think about like, how does it feel at this pace? What am I not feeling great about? What am I feeling great about? Sometimes like, I get a little bit of like review fatigue. So today I tried not to think about it. I put on the Boston 9s and I just, it wasn't like the ideal type of run for the Boston 9, but I was like, I'm just going to put on these shoes because I want to. I'm just going to run to have fun. And I did. And then I found a dog, or 2 of them. And so it was a good day. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like my experience. The highs and lows, I think. Let's see. What else do we got here? Dimaggio Brown says, I saw the 10K vid. I thought you'd run like 620 pace or faster. You averaged 650 for majority of 2019 Chicago Marathon. Yeah, I thought I'd be a little bit faster too. I was thinking that I'd be like 630 or 640. But I forgot to take a rest day beforehand. I ended up running a half marathon the day before. That was the day that I found that first dog. And that dog ran with me for a while. So I ran through. So I'm not excusing it. The time was the time, and I don't think I could have run much faster. But, I wasn't really rested, and it's a time trial by myself. So you don't get the same motivation of like, being in a race with the crowds and other competitors or other racers or runners. And the other thing is I haven't been doing like speedier work, right? So like the 650s that I was running for the 2019 Chicago Marathon, that came at the end of an entire successful training block, right? So like, 12 weeks or 10 weeks of work, 2 weeks of taper, getting through peak week, the highest amount of strain. And right now I'm running a lot of mileage, but not really a lot of, 10K pace work. So it kind of makes sense that the fastest that I've been running is marathon. Like I've been doing like a workout where it's like a 15-mile run with 4 by 2 mile increments at like marathon effort. And what ended up happening was that I ran a 10K at that marathon effort, because like your body will run what it's used to running. And so, so I would have liked it to have been a little bit faster. I've ran the 2019 Chicago half marathon, the entire thing. My mile splits for the entire thing were faster than my 10K from a couple of days ago. So there's more potential in there, but, it was fun. It was fun to be out there and try and get some work in. I felt good though that like the last, quarter mile, the last thing I wanted was to really like die and have like 7-minute miles, or like 7-minute 30-second or 8-minute miles at the end. So I kind of held back a little bit, maybe a little too much. But, at the end, like the last quarter mile to half mile, I was running closer to like my goal 10K pace, which was like in the 620s. So, I felt good about that. So it's in there. I just need to, if I wanted to really work on a 10K like PR, I would definitely need to do I probably need like 6 weeks, 4 weeks of work, 2 weeks of taper, maybe 5 weeks, 4 weeks of work, 1 week of taper to really get there. But, I'm not really that interested in doing that because running fast is hard. Just getting out there and running lots of miles, that's a lot of fun for me. Carlos Ceja says, what's your favorite gel? I think my favorite gel is the Huma Chia Plus. There's a strawberry lemonade. I like that one. It's got a little bit of caffeine. It's got a lot of salt, and it goes down really easy. It's not goopy, but it's not like super liquidy. So it's like easy to take down. It's great. It's just expensive. It's like $1.50 or $2 a packet. So it's really expensive. So I don't eat them most of the time, but that's probably my favorite one. Henrik Christopher Kron said, just bought the Hoka One Carbon X. Would you guys say it was a good buy? I think it depends on what you want to use it for and what price you got it for. Are those on sale these days or no? Are they still full price? I don't think I ran with them in my 50K run that I did, and I thought it was great for that. So I think that, it's a shoe in my mind. The Carbon X is a shoe designed for the 50K, a road 50K. I don't know that it's the best shoe for a marathon. I think it's great shoe for training for a marathon. So if you want to do like your long runs with some tempo paces in there and some speed work, it's a good shoe for that. But like, it doesn't have the oomph to it in my mind, to put it in technical terms, very technical terms, to be a great marathon racer. But it's a great shoe to have in the training arsenal. And if you're running road distances that are longer than a marathon, then I think it's a great shoe. I'm very excited for the Rocket X. I really want a pair of Rocket X. I'm not so excited about the blue and white version that I've seen out so far. I'm hoping that they come in with some like funky colors like they did with the Rincon for the Rocket X. We'll see. Let's see. Martha says she likes Huma gels and Scratch Labs hydration. It's the way to go. I've been really enjoying the Scratch Labs too. Stevie76 says, I don't think these gels and supplements are regulated by the FDA. I think that you are correct on that one. The only other thing that I would say that is a concern about some of these gels, some of them put their own products through like testing labs just to make sure there aren't any inadvertently banned substances in them. I'm not sure like what is the nature of some of these banned substances that it can accidentally be in like a drink powder or a gel. And some companies don't do that. And so if that's something like if you're competing at like the professional level, then that's something you probably want to pay closer attention to. All right. Steve Arnberg says, tonight's run will make 3 straight 50-plus mile weeks. In other words, 1 Frank Lavalier week. Oh, that's amazing. Now, I didn't realize Frank ran so much. Man, that's crazy. I knew you were running, but I didn't realize you were running 150 miles in a week, man. Crazy. Dr. Funk 1216 says, what types of run do you guys run in the Rincons? I like mine for I think you can run intervals. If you're doing road intervals, like 800s and 400s, great shoe. Even if you're doing like a longer tempo run, I think it's a great shoe too. So like long fast work and shorter fast work. If you were doing stuff like on the track, it felt a little tall to me to do that, but it's a lightweight shoe and it's super snug on the foot, so I probably could do it, but that's kind of how I treated it. GT says, or asks, will you have tech fabric, non-elite shirts, singlets, and hats? I'm thinking about it. I would saying that I'm working on it is probably inaccurate, but it's something that I would really like to do. But I got to figure out a way to make it feasible in a way that I could distribute it. I'm having a hard time distributing the koozies, and that's just a koozie. It comes in one size. It's pretty small, easy to ship. And I'm running into some difficulties with that, given that it's hard for me to I don't really want to walk into a post office right now and fill out customs forms and stuff. So that's hard. And for what I think, because of the way that things are going, normally you can fill that stuff out online and have everything like labels all shipped and ready and just drop it in the mailbox. But I think because of restrictions and stuff going from the US to other countries, that a lot of that stuff has been disabled. So you have to go to a post office to do that. So I don't really want to be in the post offices in the towns around here. The entire post office is like the size of the room I'm in. They're tiny. So, I mean, the buildings are bigger because they have to sort mail, but like the area that you would like be in where customers can be in is small. And so I'm not super excited going there. So I got to figure out a way. And Greg Itahara sent me something that could possibly be it, where, you know, we would like pre-order or order and someone else handles it. Kind of like, I like the way Teespring does things, where it's print on demand and they handle all of it. But they don't do tech materials. So that's the wrinkle. All right, let's do one more. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, you guys are worrying about the shadows, the things that are passing by? Okay. Yeah, so I'm looking out a window, like right here is a window, right on the other side of it, like where you guys would be sitting. And we're by a road, and there's a lot of light coming in. And I just think that even though the sun is like it's basically like directly above, like as larger vehicles pass by, that's what the shadows are. So it's just cars going by because the window looks towards the road. So that's all it is. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to wrap it up and leave it there for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I had a lot of fun talking about potentially a naked run or a speedo run every 4th of July. I mean, that's a great way to celebrate Independence Day, I think. But had a great time talking to you all you guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. We'll have a video tomorrow morning and then another live stream. I got to figure out what to eat for Monday Mukbang. I got some ideas, but we'll see. All right. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.